Well, hello. I have here a Fidelity HF 45. I'd done another one just the same as this a couple of days ago. It's up there. Hang on. And I cleaned it all up and serviced it. I've got some videos on YouTube of it working, and I thought, because I had them both together, a friend of mine wants them fixed. I thought the one we're looking at now was the better of the two. That was at least case-wise, but I'm not sure 100%, but this one is rather grubby. It's got cobwebs even on the mains plug that will need changing. The case itself is really grubby, and there's a strange smell when you open the case. Hang on, it doesn't want to open now for some reason. There we go. Whoops. That's going to do it a lot of good. Also some cobwebs inside. Sorry, I'm panning a bit quick. The deck itself looks absolutely fine. It has a cartridge and stylus. If I can get it into... Here we are. And it does look a bit dusty, but it's all there. The arm moves freely, and it came with a lot of paperwork, which is probably as old as the machine itself. All about the BSR deck. I think it's just, to be honest, just a little pamphlet. I can't open it and hold the camera exactly, but yeah, it's just a pamphlet telling you the stylus pressure, you know, what the general controls are on the record deck. It also came with this. Now this is a little bit strange, I don't quite understand this. I believe this is for this record deck, but I'm not 100% sure. But it says CRP8, which I was under the impression this was a HF 45. But what? Well, this is just a little manual. It says on the back. Hang on, terrible on this camera. Here we are. Fidelity Radio Limited, so it's quite old. It's a little bit yellowy, but hang on, can we go out a bit? Yeah, it's just the operating instructions for it by the looks of it. So they came with it. There is someone's address on this other piece of paper, so I better not show that on camera. There is, up this end of it, this. I'm not sure what this is all about. No idea. Strange. No, I don't know what that's all about. I have already looked, and the unfortunate thing is the turntable is seized solid. It won't move. Last night I tried a little mixture of well, basically 3-in-1 oil. So I used some contact cleaner mixed with a bit of 3-in-1 oil, sprayed it right there down the center of the spindle, and I've been moving it backwards and forwards, but that isn't working, so I'm going to try a bit more. If I can get anything to come out. Hang on. There we go. So a little bit more. I find this mix usually works with a little bit of heat, so I do have ready to go my electric hairdryer, and what you've got to be careful about doing this is this spindle, you mustn't force the turntable in any way, because these two will be joined and you can muck it up and mess up the security of the spindle, which, if I remember right, is gunned on in some way underneath. I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember, but you mustn't force it. So what you need to do is to get something, a pair of pliers, but don't mark the spindle. Use an old rag like I'm going to in a minute and hold on to this part. After you heat the spindle up, hold on to this part and move the turntable gradually and see if it'll free up. So we're going to try that, but I'll bring you back in a couple of seconds when I get the hairdryer and well, I should be using the other camera here on the tripod so you can see what I'm doing. So obviously I'm heating it up for a while. Meanwhile, I grab a pair of pliers and an old rag. So we'll leave it go for a minute. I'll just stop the camera while that's heating up and bring you back. Okay, it's been heating up. Right, we'll call that it for a minute. I might have to come back, might have to use it again, I don't know. But I just don't want to mark the spindle. So hook around it, hold on as tight as you can and slowly move it. And it is moving just slightly now. Go backwards and forwards, but try not to let the spindle move too much. It's difficult. Right, it is moving. I don't know if you can see it's moving. Right, oh hang on, the spindle's starting to move. So we'll put a bit more lubrication down there. Hang on. Let that soak in a second. Then we'll go back and carry on. You might have to keep repeating till it breaks free, but this old grease just goes just like glue. Right, hang on, I'm not getting a good grip here. I need to see that that's not moving. This one seems harder work than the other one. The other one had exactly the same problem. Most of these BSR decks do. It is moving a little bit. What I'll do is I'm going to leave it soak and then I'll heat it up a bit more and then bring you back. Okay, it's had a bit more heat. And, oh, it's moving now, hang on. Well, it's moving a bit. I'll just keep it going. Hopefully it's not jammed in auto. I think it is. But it's beginning to move. So it's of course not the easiest thing to do, but it is moving. It's still pretty stiff. Right, if we have a look a minute, yeah, it's moving now. It's not perfectly free, but it is moving. As you can see, the arm's moving. So it was, with vibration, it's bounced into, well, it's automatic stage, but it should hopefully drop the arm and come out of that in a second. okay. So I'm going to squirt a bit more lubrication down there now. Keep it moving. Oh, that's getting better now. Now the thing with this particular model, there we go, bit noisy, sounds like the bearings are very dry underneath. I was going to say the actual motor windings are the mains dropper for the amplifier, so the next thing is to take the turntable off and make sure the motor is actually free running, not seized solid like the rest of it. Who knows when this was last plugged in with the cobwebs on it, and smelling of mothballs and a very strong smell. I wish you could smell it. It's a very strong smell of mothballs, or I don't know, like a very old house. I don't know whether this came out of an attic or something. I mean, looking at the front of it, it could have done. So if I just stop you there a minute, and I'll bring you back in a second when I get the circlip off the center of the turntable. Okay, so get the circlip out. Should be easy. There we go. It flies off. Make sure we keep that somewhere safe. Now, will the turntable come off? Yes. So there we are. Rubber wheel has some dust on it. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. I'll come down and zoom you in a bit. There we are. Motor. Oh, the motor is quite free actually. Seems okay. What I will do just for now, of course I'll investigate later when I take the deck out, but I will give it a little squirt, bit of lubrication, and the next thing I'm going to do is plug it in. It's an all transistor amplifier. I just want to see if it's alive or dead, if this one's just spares, or if the cartridge is alive, anything really. So for now, next thing, we're going to plug it in and see what happens. So hang on. Right, so here goes nothing. Will it go bang or not? Or will it be dead? Is the motor spinning? No, it's dead as a doornail. We don't seem to have any life in this whatsoever. I'm not really sure if there's a fuse in the plug. So maybe that's the next thing to check. No, the actual thing is totally dead. That is almost seized solid as well, which is the main cam. So that will have to come off and get lubricated. Okay, I'll stop the video a minute and take the plug to bits, and we'll see if it's the fuse gone, or it could be the main switch is open circuit, or maybe the windings on the motor are open circuit. Who knows? So I'll bring you back in a second. Right, I'll spare you that. I haven't switched it on, but I found that the wiring in the plug was all rather loose, so I've tightened it all up just for test purposes, and let's see what happens. I'm ready for the bang. Ooh, oh dear. not sounding terribly good, but the motor is running. That's something. Is this alive or dead? Oh, I can just hear a little bit of something from the cartridge. Hang on. Bring you up so you can see. It is a little bit on the quiet side, but that could be the volume control. It isn't sounding at all healthy. It might be exactly the same as the other one where I had to take both controls out, strip them and clean them up and reassemble them. I did try switch cleaner, but that didn't work. Another old trick just to get things working quickly is to heat the pot up with an air dryer. Believe it or not, that works quite well. Yeah, it seems a bit on the crackly side. So what we'll do a minute is I'll move you back. We will show you the front. I'll disconnect from the mains. Right, there we go, and I'll show you how to get in, which I learned from the other one. There's a screw each side. That's it. There's a screw in this side. It's quite easy to get in these, really. If you can hear wind outside, it's blowing a gale outside, and it was blowing a gale yesterday. Here we go. This one's not so easy. I was trying to date these, but I'm just guessing. They look to me like they're 70s machines. Possibly, well, looking at the record deck, I would have probably said late 70s or middle to late 70s. So hopefully this is going to drop out. And I'll lose the screws on the floor, I expect, but it should come out. There we go. So we've lost one screw on the floor, don't worry. Let it go like that. So the next little trick will be the hairdryer again. Can I just stop you a second? I'll bring you back. Okay, so there isn't a lot to it, as you can see. There's a little amplifier board. There is a output chip in the center of it. Hard to show you on this camera angle. I'll show you later. If I switch it on, what I'm going to do is heat the volume pot up and see if I can stop it crackling. Might make quite a bit of noise. Of course, being awkward like these things are, they want to drop down. This old trick works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends what state the pot's in. If it's badly corroded, I think I'm going to have to take them out. that trick would have worked before now if it was going to, but it might have given us full volume now, maybe, to see if the cartridge is alive, which it is, which is amazing. So the cartridge is alive. So the next thing, because I believe we have tone on this one as well, which wouldn't work before on the other. So I'm thinking that is actually better than it was. What I might do a minute is squirt it with some switch cleaner and see if that does it. If that does the trick on this one, it'll be an easier job than the other one. I won't have to take the pots out. So we'll see what happens. Get some switch cleaner and try and get in there. Just it's mounted at such an awkward spot, he said. It looks, I think it's fairly easy now. So we squirt it. I don't know if we can see it here. I'll try and get in there. The camera doesn't want to focus right in there. There's no real way of showing you. Squirt it, obviously the end, the legs are coming out, and you don't want to drown it. You're wasting your time really, but put what you can get in there really. And once you've done that, keep moving the pot. Basically you're trying to clean the little connections off the carbon track, or on the carbon track I should say, that are rubbing the carbon track. Okay, so we'll do a little bit on the tone control, and you can't see this, but we'll see what happens. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. It's going to remain crackly, but we will see a moment. I'll just pop it back loosely. That'll do. Just to try it a minute. So we'll plug it back in. Right, and it's exactly the same, crackly. Okay. In fact, I think the switch cleaner's made it worse. I think it would play a record though, even in this state, just for fun. I think we're going to try a record. I have to find something, of course, that doesn't break the copyright too badly. We'll try this one, just, hang on, we'll need a turntable obviously, won't we? Let's see if the turntable will rotate. Sorry, my camera angles are terrible, aren't they? It's not happy, is it? It's not happy at all. Right, I won't bother with automatic. We'll just see what happens. Yes, the turntable's spinning. It's looking like it's not happy. Oh. Deciding to try and go into automatic again. There we go. This is going to play, I'm sure of it. If the stylus is any good. And it does.
She takes the step, that mean goodbye to home. she knows it's time to make the grade.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take both pots out. They're so faulty. The other thing is the record deck being seized, or the automatic side of it. I shall have to have a look at that. So I'll just stop you a minute and I'll get my soldering iron out and get those pots out. So bear with me. So welcome back. I thought I'd just say this panel's held in by 2 screws and you pull the 2 knobs off the front. So a screw here on the left and one on the right at the top, and then the panel comes out. But the problem here is the metal base plate is actually gunned to the circuit board. Some form of baby rivets. I don't have a rivet gun. And yesterday I managed to get the pots out, although it was a struggle, by leaving the base plate on the actual panel. So I'm going to try the same thing again. So first of all, I have to unsolder the mains in wires and the mains feed out wires. So I'll take them off and bring you back. So welcome back. I thought I'd just say this panel's held in by 2 screws and you pull the 2 knobs off the front. So a screw here on the left and one on the right at the top, and then the panel comes out. But the problem here is the metal base plate is actually gunned to the circuit board. Some form of baby rivets. I don't have a rivet gun. And yesterday I managed to get the pots out, although it was a struggle, by leaving the base plate on the actual panel. So I'm going to try the same thing again. So first of all, I have to unsolder the mains in wires and the mains feed out wires. So I'll take them off and bring you back. Right, so I've unsoldered the mains off the switch, input and output. What I was going to say was, before you do any soldering or anything like this, if you're not confident, best thing to do is take a photograph of where the connections were when you started. That's what I tend to do if I'm not confident, but something like this, I've done this a million times, so I won't worry about anything like that. So the next thing is to unsolder the pot from the other side of the board, which is easy with your solder sucker, but can I just show you if this will focus? There we are. Can you see that it's gunned all the way along, so there's no way of getting the pins, and the knob goes through this metalwork. It's kept on by these twists, so you just twist them with the pliers straight position, and then basically the pot is loose. But first of all, got to unsolder it from the board. So I'm going to get unsoldering and then I will bring you back. Right, so I've unsoldered the pot on the top of the board. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong pot. There we go. Yeah, so I've unsoldered the pot from the top of the board, if you can see it there. So you now have to twist these things until they're straight. Go the right direction, obviously, or else you're going to break them off. So there you go. And now it takes an awful lot of wiggling to get this out. So what I'll do is I'm going to stop the camera, because I haven't got any space with the camera right there on top of me to be able to get it out. So as soon as I've got the pot out, I will bring you back. Okay, so there you are. I have the pot. So the next thing to do is to strip the pot, and basically how you do that, hopefully you can see it on this camera, there are lugs, 4 lugs that hold this top section in. So what we have to do is bend these lugs back, pull the top off. So hang on a minute and I'll bend the lugs. Okay, so I bent the lugs back. I don't know if you can see that. And now it will all fall apart. This top section comes off, like so. And now that reveals the carbon track, which, if you could, I don't know if this camera's going to show it, but we will try and focus it a little bit. Can you see the track is marked? I'll try and zoom, but I don't know if it's going to do it. Yeah, but you can see the marks in the track where the wiper's been going around, and if you look close, there's dirt on the track. But the main problem is quite obvious when you look at the wipers. Hang on, I'll just drop this bit down. I'll show you the wipers. The wipers are very dirty and corroded, but on something this old you would expect that. It's quite lucky. Hang on, I'm not sure if it's going to come into focus. There you are. Can you see the wipers are very dirty and corroded? These are the wipers, these little things here, and there's 2 up this end, and you can actually see the colour between the both of them. This one's gone very corroded on the right. Hang on. It's difficult to get this to focus on it. And that's your problem. That's causing all the crackling we heard earlier on. So I have a fiberglass brush, a little tiny brush, and a little tiny metal brush. And I'm going to clean the track up. And I'll probably spray it out with some contact cleaner again and just clean it all up and reassemble it, and hopefully, but it's no guarantee there isn't damage to the track, but hopefully it will cure it like it did on the other machine, the other Fidelity that had exactly the same problem. And then I'll bore you with it, but the other tone control will have the same problem. So unfortunately he has to come out, he or she, whatever you want to call it, has to come out and have the same treatment, and hopefully that will give us crackle free sound. I'll also check the capacitors are alright while I'm here, and anything else that looks dodgy, but there isn't a lot to it. The chip seems fine, or else it wouldn't have worked as well. The humming and droning you were getting when it was running was because of these pots. I had the same problem with the other set yesterday. It was humming and droning. I thought, oh, well, what's going on? And then I realised that the tone control was completely open circuit, and I believe this one isn't completely open circuit, but it's partially open circuit in places, so that would cause a hum. So anyway, I will hold you there and clean this up and reassemble it and bring you back. Well, welcome back. That one's done. Don't do what I did. Don't be an idiot. I'll own up to it. Make sure the switch is in the on position. That's the easiest way to put it back together. Otherwise you'll find it won't, its little gate inside, and the on and off part won't work. So I had to take it to bits again because I'd actually not thought about that at all. So, word of warning for you. Okay, so that's one. I'll spare you the other one it's basically the same thing, and I'll bring you back when I've done them both.